Hi, I'm Rick Van Wieren from RE/MAX Properties, and welcome to Rick on Real Estate. I've got as my special guest here today, Aaron Hunt from Hunt Property Inspections. Thanks for joining us, Aaron.
Thank you.
What we're going to talk about in this segment is the benefits of a pre-inspection on a home before it's listed, before it's marketed on the market. And there are a couple schools of thought on this, so I just want to open with this little bit of disclaimer or whatever. While there are big benefits to having a pre-inspection done, and Aaron's going to talk about some of those, one of the things you have to remember as a seller is that you have to disclose what you know, and so he's going to tell you things about your house you didn't know before, and if you don't fix them, they are things that you and I will have to disclose to any future buyers. The good news for you is you'll get a chance to fix those things on your time and your budget, and so they might not end up being issues longer term if you find out about them ahead of time and get them worked on. Also, for a buyer to be able to advertise the house is having been pre-inspected with a copy of the inspection report and receipts for the repairs that were done can many times make that house actually stand out to a buyer. So Aaron, talk to us a little bit about what you do on a pre-inspection situation like this, or pre-listing.
A pre-listing inspection is actually the exact same as a pre-purchase when a buyer hires me. And here's why. I've found over the years that I inspect the home, while the seller may be my client, I inspect the home as if I were in that house representing a buyer. So therefore you get that full comprehensive inspection that will detail and itemize all the little flaws, little things that could tighten the home up, needed repairs, needed maintenance, and deliver that same report to the seller. And the seller has that as a tool to prepare the home for the market.
No, that's great. So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you have found over the years that have been those kind of opportunities for sellers where they were actually able to get more for their house because they found out about something they didn't know was a problem.
Well, sometimes it can be something as simple as, some flashing or an overhead garage door that just didn't have the right pressure sensitivity, and something that they can just do, maybe even do themselves or have on their own timeline before they put the home on the market and save some money. Sometimes it's just peeling paint where they can touch up, cleaning some gutters, a kick-out flashing where a little bit of moisture seeping down a sidewall. They can sometimes, if they fix some of them themselves, or maybe hire a skilled handyman to knock those things out and sharpen up the home before it's on the market. Can I find something that is more material and more major? Of course, and that's something that they go back to the realtor and discuss, and probably have to get some pricing or a tradesman in. But a lot of times at a home inspection, you may just get a list of a dozen things that you can knock out on a Saturday or Sunday and sharpen your home up.
Yeah, oh, that's great. So when you do these home inspections prior to the house going on the market, about how far in advance do you typically end up getting involved? Are you talking a week, or are you talking a month, or how much lead time do you suggest people apply for that?
Well, I don't typically ask them, are you trying to put your home on the market on Monday? I'm there to do my job, and they'll have that discussion separately with their realtor. I find that it's, the realtor says, give a professional home inspector a call. Let's see what turns up, and then see how much time you're going to need to polish these things off before we can, actually get it, listed on the marketplace or an open house. So I would say, I think it's probably about a month before going to market, and it probably could be less, and it could be more, but I would, a few weeks time is what you're going to need to address these things that are found at the inspection.
Okay, so then another question I would have is, from a cost standpoint, if the seller invests in a pre-listing inspection, does that a lot of times save money then for the buyer on the other side? And about how much should they be thinking that this typically costs to get their home inspected before going on market?
Right. Well, will it save them money when they negotiate at the end of an inspection objection deadline? I would venture to say probably. I don't have the data to back that up, but I would say that because the home was more polished and ready for market, it might, even if it's less stress, save you, some money at the deadline, where you're not paying tradesmen on the fly or giving a big, $4,000 concession to a buyer just to keep your deal alive. You're doing these things yourself would probably be cheaper and save you money. But I don't know exactly for sure.
Well, and you raise a really good point about the stress thing, and I will close with this, but when a house goes under contract, the inspection is the number one point at which contracts fall. And if the house has been pre-inspected and pre-fixed, I guess is the best word I make up words sometimes, so forgive me for that. But if you fix it ahead of time, the odds of having an issue come up where it causes things to go south on you at the inspection just go way down, and it does take a ton of stress out of your life and can actually help you get more money for your house. Because as you point out, when you've got the movers all scheduled for your move out of state, it's a little bit of a tough thing when somebody comes in and asks for some things to be fixed you never knew were even broken, that you could have found out if you'd had the house pre-inspected. So thank you so much for joining me today, Aaron. Appreciate it, and thanks for joining us on Rick on Real Estate.
Thank you.